weird situation where my iPhone was acting up. So hopefully y'all can hear me and everything is good. Let me raise the volume. I'm kind of out of practice. It's been a long time since I've done it live. I think about 2 months. So if you're joining us, welcome. Let me pull up the iPad so I can see the chat and turn off the volume. I am just a mess. Okay, everything looks good. Y'all can see my desktop. And we are streaming, we are live streaming horizontally, which is even better. I'm so glad YouTube kind of made that a little bit easier. And it's different now than it was before, so I don't know what's up with that. But welcome to Sunday night live stream with Stationery Shenanigans. I have nothing planned because I've done no journaling or anything. Like, I've been so busy that I haven't done anything. But I figured I could hop on and we could just work in our planners for the week since it's Sunday night. I have a few things, well, actually I have a lot of things that are happening over the next 2 weeks, like a lot. And I want to just like play around in my planner. So I figured we could write stuff down, use some stickers to make it fun, and just see how it goes. Katie's here from Katie's Nesting Spot. Hi, Katie. Hope you're doing well. You feel like you're late turning in homework. That's okay. And Katrina's here from Paper, Pens, and Coffee. This is great. I'm so glad y'all could join me. I'm planning on going for like maybe 30 minutes tonight, only because tomorrow I have to leave for campus super early and I still have some stuff to finish up. So I was like, I'd rather do 30 minutes than nothing. I feel so behind on everything in life, including doing live streams. But the only way we're going to make things better is if we just do it, right? So I figured, okay, I need to work in my planner tonight. I should just do it on a live stream so I can talk to you all while doing it. So that's what we're doing. For context, I'm using this planner from Amazon, and I can't remember the name of it. I think it begins with a Y. But I used this planner the year before, and yeah, it doesn't have the name on here. And this one was less than $5 on Amazon at the time that I bought it. And I pretty much carry it to campus with me every single day. I don't do any kind of traveler's notebook style sketches or anything. It's truly just like my work list and all the different things that I need to do. But there's something about the thickness of the pages that it just feels right. And I combine it with this Dr. Grip 4+1 in all black because I like kind of color coding things without overthinking it. Basically, if something's red, it's like something important I need to pay better attention to. If something blue, it's kind of in the middle. And if it's black, I just consider it like a standard normal thing. So that's kind of how I've been doing my planning. And we got some washi tape, I got scissors here, I got some stickers, and that's basically what I'm gonna do. I guess I could stop the music. I kind of like having copyright-free music to play just while everyone's jumping on. So if you're hopping in the chat, let us know how your weekend went, and maybe if you're watching the replay, what plans you have for this week. I have a crazy, absolutely jam-packed schedule because for those of you who don't know, I work in academia and, you know, our semester ends early. The last day of class is, for me, teaching is Monday, December 1st, which is the Monday after Thanksgiving. Actually, is it the 1st? No, I'm sorry, Monday, December 2nd, which is less than a month away. So there's a lot of stuff I have to do between now and then. And I'm just crossing stuff off. So we're starting a new week, new month, going to next week. So I've already put some things in here, but I haven't really thought much about it on a bigger scale. So let's think about things together. What I've been enjoying doing when I do my planning is just doing the planning part and then doing the decorating part as like supplementary just for fun. Instead of using like stickers or color scheme or planning as like a template, I like to just put the things on paper that I actually have to do for work and then do the decoration, if that makes sense. I watch a lot of videos where someone like has a theme in mind, so they decorate their pages according to the theme or their certain, stickers or whatever, and then they fill out their stuff. But I always found that overwhelming because I spent so much time focusing on what the pages should look like that I would forget to write stuff down, and that's really bad. So I do it a little bit opposites. Kat says you've been working on your gratitude journal, setup and decorations. Your school ends for use on December 10th. Yeah, December 10th is when my students' final papers are due, and I encourage them to submit them earlier because then I can grade them earlier. But technically, they're not required to do it till December 10th, so I'm not going to harp on that. But it's just going to be here before we know it. Once Thanksgiving hits, I feel like it's already going to be the new year, which I know is kind of weird to think about, but that's just kind of how my mind works. So gratitude journal sounds good. I feel so bad. We're just real at Stationery Shenanigans, right? I haven't touched my traveler's notebook like at least all week last week. I've basically just been working in my planner. I've been doing a lot of jotting things down in this Dollar Tree notebook that I bought when I was out and about. And actually, the reason why I bought this is because I was running errands before I had to go back to campus for something. And I left my notebook home that I take notes in for one of my classes. So I just was like, I'm going to just buy a new notebook because this was giving 90s vibes. And I thought that was nice. So $1.25. Like the law is, you can never have too many notebooks or pens. Okay, so this week, for those of you who are unfamiliar, I teach college, but I also am doing my PhD. So I'm in my second year of the PhD, which is when you still take classes, and I don't want to, they're classes technically, but it's not like traditional classes. It's basically seminar styles, and you're working on projects that are related to what your overall research or field is. So for example, I'm in a history of writing studies class where we discuss and do historical research on the field of teaching English at the college level. And then I'm in a digital publication class, which is basically a writing workshop where for the 16 weeks, I'm writing an article to get published in an academic journal. So it's not like a class with tests. It's more like you doing work to help further your PhD. So that being said, I have a conference with my professor, who's also my advisor, on Thursday. And before I meet with the conference, we're required to submit our draft of work 24 hours ahead of time. So if I have my conference at 3:10 on Thursday, I have to have that draft posted by 3:10 on Wednesday. So I wanted to make sure I wrote that down when she told us the other day. Amber's here from Amber's Journey. Hey, Amber, how you doing? I hope you're not working tonight. And did everyone remember to change their clocks? Because I'm one of those people that I actually like when it gets dark out earlier. Hear me out. Because I feel like in the summer and the fall and the spring, you're always chasing the sunshine. So you always feel like you have to get something done or be out and about or go somewhere before the sun goes down because you feel like once it's dark, you're unhappy. I'm 180. I do a 180 on that. I like when it's dark out because then I don't feel like I'm chasing the sunlight to have my schedule. So in the fall and winter, when I leave work at 5 o'clock or whatever, I would get a coffee and start the second half of my day. I wouldn't go home and be like, oh, it's dark. I just got to go home, do the dishes, and get ready for work tomorrow because the sun's not up. I would be like, okay, the sun wasn't up when I went to work and it ain't up when I'm leaving work. So it's not dictating my day. So when people are going to be sad this week and next week that it's starting to get dark earlier, for me, I'm just whatever, I'm just going to keep going. So that's my stance on when it gets dark out earlier in the winter. It does not bother me. I'm happy to live with that. Of course, Amber's always working. Amber, someday if I ever win the lottery, you're the first person that I'm going to send money to. That way you don't have to work so much because I feel like you work all the time. Caleb's here. Hello, Caleb. Happy Sunday night. Let us know what you did this weekend and maybe what some of your plans are for the coming week. I'm just doing some planning here in my Amazon planner. And Kat's clocks are good. All of mine I changed last night because I am super type A, and I had to do that before midnight because it would just, I don't know, I just feel like I had to do it. Oh yes, life of a restaurant manager. I don't know how you all do it. I don't know if you've ever watched the movie Waiting. It's pretty old, back in the day, but that's so every time I watch the movie, it makes me think of like working at a restaurant. Um, so I have to post my draft. So I need to do that by 3:10 p.m. because my professor is super, super like strict about timing. So I'm just gonna say, since Wednesday I tutor, I basically need to have this submitted by noon. So I'm just gonna put noon on here. And that's a priority. So we're adding that to the priorities. I like this planner just because it has 3 lines for priorities and that's it. Like just simple priorities. So I kind of write something on there that I need to pay special attention to that week and truly prioritize. And it's going to be my draft for this. So I'm going to put 588 draft on Wednesday. Again, doing it in red because that's a big deal. And I'm looking at my whiteboard on the wall. I have a draft due for my other article that I'm writing. Both of these are like to be published in journals. So they're kind of the same thing. One I'm doing archival research though for. So that is kind of open-ended. So I'm actually going to write it in blue because it's less of a priority, but it's still a priority. And I'm going to call that 593 draft for Sean. I need to somehow work on that. Caleb has been doing some journaling in your reading journal today. I'm trying to finish off a notebook before the end of the year. That is very noble of you. I'm at the point now where I just kind of abandon notebooks and start another one, which some of y'all probably have that issue too, so you would not judge me for it. And since we're at the reading portion of our live stream, I always share what I'm currently reading in case anyone's interested. I purchased this when I was in Chicago last weekend. At a used bookstore. I forget what it's called. Okay, it's right here. Afterwards bookstore. It was near my hotel. I'm going to be recording a fun video about Chicago, but I'm not going to spoil it here on the live stream. I have to work on making the video. But whenever I travel, I like to try to get things written by like local people, and I just came across this, and it was like a collection of short stories, and so I read 2, and they're really like, dang, I didn't think it was going to end that way kind of stories. So it's called False Bingo, and it's by, I'm not going to say it because the way I would say it in, like to me, I think of it in Polish, and I don't want to say it wrong in English. Apparently, they are a Chicago creative writer. Yeah, and I was just feeling like short stories. So that is what I'm currently reading. And also at the used bookstore here the other day, I got the Best American Essays of 2012 for 25 cents and the Best American Essays from 2005 for 25 cents. And these are brand new books. I'm designing my course for summer. I'm teaching summer. I found out the other day that I'm teaching in the summer. So I'm designing a different course called the Inquiry into the Humanities and Digital Culture. And I'm really excited for it. And I plan on using at least 1 or 2 essays from these collections. So I just think, okay, 25 cents, why not? So yeah, that's what we're going with. And my third priority, it's an unknown priority because I was supposed to find out by November 2nd, the status of my article that is under review to be published. That was accepted, but it's under review, which means they could still reject it. I haven't heard anything, so I don't want to reach out and bother them. It's just going to be on my radar, and I'm not going to put it on my priorities list because I have done all the action that I can do for that, and it's up to them. So whenever they email me, that's when I can action it. So we're keeping it off the list. So tomorrow I have to go to my writing workshop at 9, which is called 593, 9 to 10. Then I work in the writing center from 10:30 to 1, and I do have a student appointment. Then I teach from 1:50 to 2:40. and that's all I have to do on campus. But in the evening, that's when I need to work on. Oh, you know what? There's another priority. Whew, okay. So Monday evening, I want to. So I'm gonna write evening, and I'm gonna put 588 draft plus conference presentation, because next week I go to Arizona for a conference. And ironically, I'm going to the conference with the professor who is doing my 588 class. And I have a meeting with her on Thursday. So it's kind of like I feel like I need to have something well prepared in case she asks me on Thursday during our meeting, like, hey, what's up? I need to be able to like say something. So we're going to do that because I go to Arizona on Wednesday the 13th and come back the 16th. But again, 1 week at a time. So I do want to come home tomorrow night, but I actually also want to go to the gym tomorrow night. That is like top priority. So I'm going to put a little plus sign next to it. And I'm not going to go to the one in my apartment building. I'm going to go to the one on Western Avenue. And Caleb is reading a book called Buying Gay by David K. Johnson. It's about the history of gay physique magazines and pulp novels. It's for a potential book I'm thinking of writing. Oh, that's interesting. What kind of book are you thinking about writing? Again, with the history stuff, I have to search archives and read 19th century composition and rhetoric textbooks. And I have a few chosen throughout the 19th century that I have to like actually like use the facsimile of the book and talk about it. So that's also interesting, the whole history thing. Hello, King. I'm glad you're able to join our live stream. I was just watching your video. Was it the one about the Porter Hobonichi cover earlier today? I didn't finish it though because I got sidetracked and I had to go out to a lunch thing. But like, I'm pretty sure I watched your video about how this is the first year that Hobonichi is letting Porter bag stuff be sold outside of the US, which I didn't know until I watched your video. Every year I always want one of those dang Porter items from Hobonichi, but it always says Japan only. Because I have a Porter type bag that I got in Japan, I think in 2016, somewhere in my closet. And I've always wanted one for like a notebook cover, Hobonichi. Okay, so my Monday is kind of planned out. Okay, Tuesday, y'all are going to laugh at me when I tell you what's happening on Tuesday, besides Election Day. Well, this is part of it. I already voted because we have early voting. Tuesday, I know y'all see how much stuff we got to do this week, right? But Tuesday, I had planned for like months now to have an off-grid day because the university is actually closing for Election Day, which is like the first time they've ever done it. So I'm not working my other job and I don't have to teach and I don't have to be on campus. So I want to do something fun and also be off social media because I don't want to see any of the election stuff because it'll just make me feel super stressed worrying through the whole day. I am going to go, I'm not going to go to Dollywood, which is like 30 minutes from here. I originally thought I was going to go to Dollywood. Instead, I'm just going to go do like touristy things in Pigeon Forge, Sevierville, and Gatlinburg. So I'm going to like go do something touristy, get coffee, maybe bring a journal and do some journaling in a cafe, like go to the outlets, just have like a day on a Tuesday, right? So like in theory, I'm not going to do any work on Tuesday, which I could spend the whole day Tuesday doing work, but I just don't want to. I want to have that off day. So we're keeping that on the calendar. And then Wednesday, I was lucky enough that I made my classes asynchronous for my students this week because I wanted to encourage them, because I teach Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I wanted to encourage them to be able to go home and vote if they're eligible on Tuesday. So I made my Monday and Wednesday class asynchronous, which means like it's one less class that they wouldn't get their attendance counted against them kind of thing. So Wednesday morning, I plan on skipping my morning class, which is terrible. The one that my writing workshop. I plan on skipping it. Also depends on the results of the election at that point, what kind of mood I'll be in. But Wednesday I can have a day where I stay at home and I don't have to be on campus for 8 hours, which will really help. I'm still working as a writing consultant from 3 to 5 in the writing center, but it's online. So I meet with students virtually so I can stay home that day and work. So Wednesday night, um, Wednesday night, I plan on also working on my draft, but I'll have submitted my draft. Actually, no, since I'm submitting my draft, let's not do that Wednesday night. Let's be done with it. Let's work on our 593 draft Wednesday night. I have too many drafts of stuff. That is the life of getting your PhD in writing. Thursday, I have my conference. I do work. Let me check my Google Calendar. Through the university. Okay, I already have students emailing me about the assignments for tomorrow, even though I told them about it all week last week. It's posted on Canvas, it's emailed, everything, and they still email me late at night, wondering what's going on. Hold on. Okay, so I do work Thursday, my other job. So my conference with my professor can be Zoom or in person. So, not really sure about that. And then I do want to go to the gym on Thursday night. I'm just putting these things in because writing down all the things you got to do like makes you feel better when you can cross that list off. I don't know if anyone else does that, but I will write something down I already did just to cross it off because that is satisfaction. And then Friday, I work my writing center shift from 10:30 to 1 online. Friday, I get to stay home too, and all my work is online. And then I work my other job from 1 to 5. And then my priority for over the weekend is prep for Arizona, including packing. I leave for Arizona Wednesday morning, so I kind of just want to get all that stuff done over the weekend just to feel better. Okay, let me catch up on comments because I'm neglecting them. Caleb has a degree in library science and really interested in community archiving. Oh, okay. So I'd like to write about the process of telling our own stories in our own voices to ensure accuracy. Okay, we need to talk about this because I'm doing archival research right now. I also teach archival research, not next semester, but I'm doing it this summer. And we have a lot of discussions in my history of writing studies class about the ethics and methodology people use in our discipline specifically about conducting archival research, and they're never explicit on the methods that they use, and that's a big problem in my field. So let's talk more about that. Kat will be in class that night. You voted Friday. Oh, well, at least you were able to vote early. We had it where like you could go to certain locations for about 2 weeks. So I think I voted almost 2 weeks ago. I think it was like October 16th or something like that. I was able to go to like the courthouse downtown and vote one night. They were open till 8, which was kind of surprising. Let's see. Okay, you were watching the pencil case unboxing video last night. I don't know if that was the angle, but your hands looked... Okay, my hands are extra huge. They are huge. I did a double take when I saw your olive notebook. Yeah, my hands are huge. I'm 6'4", so yeah, they're huge. Absolutely. I know, like, it's so cool having a degree in library science. I can't even imagine. Have you started making a process that people tell? Oh, that's a good question, Banani. By the way, welcome. Happy Sunday. Glad you're here. You didn't get an early voting sticker? Oh, I'm sorry. I know I took one, and I made sure I took it because sometimes they don't give it to you, and when I see them out on the table, I take one. Ours in Tennessee, I don't think are any different than... Like, we just have the same voting sticker that we had for like the primaries and for everything else. It's just the same simple sticker. Like, I see some people on TikTok have like videos about like there's contests for voting stickers and stuff, but we don't have that here, at least not in my part of Tennessee. Oh, it's Monday, 1:25 p.m. in New Zealand. Well, happy Monday. We just changed our clocks back an hour, so I don't know if you all do that. I know when I lived in Russia, they like canceled daylight savings time, so I don't know if they still do it in other countries. The one in Vegas has a skyline with a strip. That's awesome. Yeah. See, I like when the stickers are kind of reflective of the area. Okay, so I feel like I wrote down the major things. I'm looking at the board on my wall, and I'm not going to worry about that article that I was supposed to hear back already. We're not worrying about it. So we got some of these stickers from Happy Planner, which I probably got, was it at Michael's on clearance? And then I have this thing from my Pipsticks subscription because I saw one I know I wanted to use on there. It's like this hang in there because that's how I feel this week, like hang in there. So I want to use some of these stamp stickers. Caleb said you did some writing in undergrad capstone since I did a digital internship with the Library of Congress. Ooh, Citizen Archiving Project. I've been to the Library of Congress. I think I went in 2022 when they first reopened after COVID, but you haven't started writing for this yet. Benani says, we do a daylight savings, so we have already moved our clocks forward, getting ready for summer. Oh, that's right. And I also forgot that, it's a different season down there. So true. So I'm going to put this hang in there sticker probably at the bottom right, because I feel like I see that when I flip open the notebook. So that's why we're putting that there. Okay. Oh, I also have a funny story, and I was going to post it to social media, but I just didn't have time today. I had on a very cheesy Lifetime Hallmark movie that I don't know, I forget what it's called, but that's not the point. In the movie, on her desk, she has an Olive Traveler's Notebook, like the props in the background. I had to pause it so I could take a picture for y'all and be like, whatever production assistant who was filming this movie, like either had a traveler's notebook or they knew it was a thing or it was just in the room, but it looks like an actual traveler's company TN. And maybe y'all will let me know if it doesn't, but obviously it was like pretty much empty, like it had the single notebook in it. And it only showed it in the scene for like 5 seconds, but I gasped and I like had to stop and record it. I don't know if y'all do that when you're watching movies and you see that they're using like a fountain pen or like a life notebook or something, those little like tidbits where it's like, you know what, that production assistant like must be into stationery and they knew that they could sneak in something because I feel like that's a very niche thing. So I thought that was fun. The reason you love living in Arizona, 0 clock turn at all. Oh, is that going to affect my trip to Arizona next week? Is it not going to be going back in time? Okay, and then let's do... Okay, so we've hang in there. I'm going to put slow down on Sunday, or Tuesday, because that is my off day, quote unquote. I always do this now for presidential elections. I go off grid. Like, I don't check social media. I don't really read text messages from friends. I don't want to know what the countdown is. I don't want to see the votes coming in. It like stresses me out. So I try to avoid looking at stuff and talking to people. So that's why I'm gonna go have like a fun day instead. And then one thing I love to do is use these pip stickers for like a Chinese takeout box and the grocery carts, because that's like I plan a night where I'm gonna either get takeout or go to the grocery store. And I'm looking here and probably, let's think. I think Saturday I want to do something takeout related. No, I don't know. Okay, I can't think. We're not going to do it. Then I'm going to take this washi tape and just do like a strip of it somewhere for fun. Again, I don't put a lot of thought into my decorating. I just learned that I shouldn't decorate first. I should write stuff first and then just insert decorations. Tom R is here. Happy Sunday night. Let us know what you're up to this weekend or what you have planned for this coming week. This is like that plaid looking one I got at Kinokuniya in Atlanta, which I went over fall break. And I'm just gonna put a little decoration here. And maybe put one on top just for fun. Although I don't know if it's too, yeah. Have you tried Pipsticks washi tape? They have washi tape? I didn't know that. Okay, so I'm a washi tape snob, where I truly only try to get the ones, because some of the cheap ones they don't remove off paper, and for me that's one of the most exciting things about washi tape. Let me find the one that I have that surprisingly is good. Okay, I got this one at Staples years ago. It's from Scotch Expression, so it is like a Scotch tape, but this one removes like butter. I use this on when I'm hanging stuff up on my walls. I've used this on campus where my cubicle is. This one, if you have it in like your local Staples or maybe Target or something, this one removes very well. Almost as better as some of the other MT ones I've had, surprisingly. So if you see this and you don't have access to Japanese washi, Scotch does a pretty good job with their washi tapes. Tom's just hanging out. You had a chance to go to the oh, Eugenie from Jeannie and the Techo. She went to that too. I just saw on her Instagram. Did you get to meet Job? Was he there? That's the fun thing. If you're in Long Beach, you can actually go to those events, because I feel like so many of those things are always like in California or the Pacific Northwest. I don't think they're ever going to come to East Tennessee. Does anyone know if there are stickers for your health or stamps? I've just started tracking my health and well-being, and my drawings suck, and I can't write too much in my planner. There are definitely stickers for health, especially if you get ones that are habit trackers. I don't know if I have a habit tracker one here, but a lot of them will be labeled as habit trackers, and it'll have like glasses of water, and it'll have like a medical symbol, and it'll have like a blood pressure reading sticker. I know I've seen those before, so you just might have to think of what they'd be called. I feel like it's habit tracker. Anyone else in the chat, pop in if you actually have health stickers that you've been able to use in your planner, so we can share what you use for that. I will show you these. These are not errands, house chores. Is that the right word for it? House chores? Household. Like, not errands, chores, right? So it's like, he's like cleaning and doing stuff around the house and washing dishes. I love these. This is from Foxy CSC. I think I got this at a bookstore in Boston, if I recall. I just loved the aesthetic, because I feel like I'm always doing dishes. I feel like I'm always cleaning. It's never ending. Yeah. So let's put a little washi tape on the top there. Some of the Kinokuniya tapes hardly have any adhesive compared to the Japanese. Oh yeah, I have a lot to say about Kinokuniya. Last week when I tried to take off the price tags from my new pens that I bought there, and I was so frustrated. I had to get glue gone, and about like taking, you can even still see the residue. These pens that I bought that are my last Kinokuniya video. Like, it was so hard to get all that. Why do you put price tags and roll it around with Scotch tape on your individual pens? I'm sorry, y'all should know better. You should have a better way of doing your inventory. It drives me crazy. And then I'm just gonna put a little tape up here. Chore stickers. Yes, chores is the right word. Chore is the right word. Kodomo no Kao has a Pochito health tracking stamp. Okay, that's even better if it's a stamp. And then Caleb has one roll of Scotch washi tape. It's orange glitter coated and it peels really well, but the glitter... Okay, maybe you haven't been around my channel enough, Caleb. When I talked about this last time, it was maybe a year or two ago. I hate glitter. I'm anti-glitter because I feel like it gets everywhere, and I'll find it like on the counter later, or I'll find it in my car. So whenever I would buy stuff for my nieces, and we would be like out shopping, I wouldn't let them get anything with glitter. Because it just ticks me off. And even now when I'm buying stationery stuff, for example, at Kinokuniya, they have those like postcards and greeting cards that are really beautiful and they're inexpensive, but they got glitter all over the front, and I will not buy them, because if I buy them, then the glitter will never leave me. And I'm too much of a neat freak to be able to live like that. So I'm very hesitant around glitter. It stresses me out. I don't do it. Not using tape over the price, like, I swear it's like they do it on purpose, because Kinokuniya like wraps the tape, and it's one of those stickies like with a price gun, one of those old school price guns, and then they wrap it with tape. And then I'm trying to like use a little blade or something to get it off. And I'm like, can y'all just, you got to be able to do something different. Someone needs to invent price tags that actually remove, like MT washi tape needs to create a line of price tags. That's what they need to do. So anytime you buy something, you can easily take. That's one of my pet peeves is when you buy something nice and expensive and then you go to take the tag off and you can't. And you have to get Goo Gone and rubbing alcohol, and then it just smells. TJ Maxx and Marshalls, you're also guilty in this. So that's how I feel about that. And then probably I do need to do, let's see what other stickers I have in this set. I can't remember. Oh, little arcade thing. Okay. Have a nice day. This is like my 90s retro stuff. Okay, none of these feel like they're the vibe. So instead I'm gonna use a chore sticker because I need to clean before I go on my trip. I'm nervous for my conference because I feel underprepared, and I'm also meeting all these like really famous people in my field, and I feel like I don't know anything. And it's almost like I kind of have to perform because my supervisor at the university is going to be there too. So I'm going to use the one with the rake because I know I have leaves all over my patio. I need to work on that. And I'm just going to put a little rake here. Actually, I like to do my cleaning on Friday night, so I'm just going to put it here for like my Friday night clean. And I'm going to write Friday night cleaning. Friday night cleaning. Whoops. Okay, so yeah, I feel like just putting some stickers on a little like washi tape makes the pages feel more exciting, even though the items on the pages are not exciting. Since Maryland asked this from her channel's Life is Maryland, I actually don't use my planners to do any financial tracking or bills or anything like that. What I do is like once a week, I'll log into my bank account and my bills and I'll pay them. And then I just put the balance of what I have left over like on a sticky note above my desk. And oddly, that works very well for me because I'm also not like obsessing over it and like trying to track it and like balance your checkbook to a T and all that. And it seems to work for me, but yeah. Okay, so those are my pages. Sweet. Has anyone else tried the Midori Washi Quick Tape Dispenser? I'm trying to love it, but I like the Kokuyo one better. Is this one I have? I think what I have is the Kokuyo one, right? Let me see. Pretty sure. Yep, this is the Kokuyo TSM 400. This one I love. This is like super easy. You can just, it's so quick. But yeah, has anyone used, I didn't know Midori made one, or maybe I did and I just can't remember. Yeah, so I do, what else was I gonna say? I already showed you the book I was reading, right? Something else. So I have some videos I need to make. Some exciting stuff happened over the last week, and I just honestly need to sit down and make the videos, but maybe let's put some time in my planner somewhere to make videos. I think on Friday morning, I would like to do some journaling or at least make a video because Friday mornings I start later. I start at 10:30. Sometimes I have a Zoom meeting with our writing center director or something at 9:30, but still I wake up at like 7 anyway. And a couple Friday mornings I did a little bit of quick journaling or something like that, or even just watching some of your YouTube videos for like a half hour before I start work. And it's been very satisfying. So I do want to add some Friday morning. So I'll just put journal or YouTube time. So I just want to write that so I can memorialize it and actually really try. So So yeah, put that there. You have the one button pale yellow. Yeah. I don't always use these. Sometimes it's just easier to use scissors, especially if you're going through different washi tapes, and I like to use something really sharp. I also always don't mind if the cut isn't clean, but the thing about the Kokuyo one is just so nice because you get like a clean cut every time. Yeah, I just love that. Okay, you have it. It's mostly because it's magnetized. Oh, magnetized, and you have a steel desk. I love your desk, by the way. I wish I could be as aesthetic as your desk. I will probably, hopefully, buying a real desk soon. Okay, I didn't see Tom. I didn't see message. Your Tom. Sorry, Tom. I didn't see your message. You ran into Jeannie and saw Job in April. That's awesome. That is so cool. Did I miss anyone else's? Okay, I don't think I missed anyone else's. Anyway, thank you all for joining me tonight. I'm going to end this a little bit earlier than I normally would just because it's going to be, yeah, got to get the week started. Hope you all have a good week. Thank you for joining me while we do a little bit of planning. If you're watching the replay, I really appreciate it. Put in the comments below like what your plans are for this week. And be on the lookout for new videos. And I'm going to try to live stream more, I promise, because I really like doing this. I love getting to talk to y'all. It's like the best part about YouTube. So y'all have a good night, and I will see you next time. Take care.